Hey guys, hope you're all well. Today we've got a request from Adam Neelan who wanted me to do a drum tutorial for Happy Song by Bring Me the Horizon. Thank you Adam for a wicked request, and thank you for introducing me to an awesome band, an awesome song and an awesome album. I've been enjoying it thoroughly. Apologies for the length of time this has taken. I think it was about 9 months ago you requested this. Had a couple of issues working out that verse beat, but we've got it now. And yeah, let's crack on. See you shortly. Right, let's get cracking. So, Happy Song, Matt Nichols on drums, Bring Me the Horizon. Awesome band, awesome tune. We've got some great riffs coming up. As always, I've got a free transcription for you at dukegrooves.com. Just type in Bring Me the Horizon, Happy Song into the blog and it should pop right up. If you're looking for a particular part of the song, check the description. You'll find all the chapter markers throughout this video. So if you want a specific bit, head right to it. Before we kick into this tune, brief description of it. We've got a lot of very cool beats in this tune. Nothing particularly complicated, it's just been all used to very good effect. Most of it we're keeping a steady backbeat. We've got 8th notes on the hi-hat, some quarter notes on the ride to contend with, but generally this is a cool tune and it's not something that's going to be too difficult for maybe kind of a late beginner, early intermediate to master. So with that being said, hook 1. Right at the beginning of the song, we're going to kick off with a nice little drum intro, and it's going to go like this. So this is going to be the first part of the hook. We're going to have the call on the hi-hat, and we're going to have the response on the ride cymbal, which is coming up next. Now, this drum beat, we got kicking off with a crash. And we've got 8th notes on the hi-hat, and we've got 2 and 4 on the snare. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, when I've seen Matt Nichols play this live, he uses an open hi-hat. I think the open hi-hat sounds much better on this. On the recorded version, it sounds very much closed. So, entirely up to you. I'm a rock guy, so I'm going to go with an open hi-hat for this whole tutorial. So, we've got first bar, 1 E and a 2 E and a. So that's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. So in its entirety, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. That drum beat minus the crash cymbal at the start is going to be the next 2 bars coming up. So those 3 bars are. Which brings us to our final bar on the call of the response, which is going to go. Let's break that bit down. So we've got the first set of 4 16th notes, which is 1 E and a. So that's 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a. And we're just going to silence that hi-hat ring for beat 4, which is going to be silent. Nice little pause before everything kicks off. So played in its entirety. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. Which is going to bring us into the second part of our hook, which we'll call this section B. Onto the ride cymbal. Big riff, massive. It goes like that, apart from the ending, which I just messed up, but we're going to go over the actual details now, so we'll get it right this time. Okay, so the first bar of this big riff, first of all we're going to be crashing through a ride cymbal. I wouldn't recommend this in small venues because ride cymbals have massive decay. The sound lasts ages, and you will drown out everything. I've been someone who's done this, and I've heard it being done on stage, and generally feels great when you're doing it, doesn't sound that great from the audience, and vocalists will hate you. So what I would advise, if you are playing this live, if you're lucky enough to play this as a cover in a band, or maybe just to chuck it in an originals band, use a crash cymbal. It's just a little more controlled, so you should get a better sound out of it. But for the tutorial, we're going through the ride. Matt Nichols does it live on a ride cymbal, big stage, big arenas, why not, right? So we're going to have 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a. So first half's quite easy, 1 and 2 and, then we're going to bring in these offbeat 16s. So 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So just on the A of 3, the E of 4 and the A of 4. 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So that whole bar, 1 and 2 and 3, a 4 E, a. Yeah, cool. So second bar, exactly the same as the first, but we're going to add an additional kick on the and of 3, so we've got a double kick going into that beat 4, right? So you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and a. 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and a. Bar 3, same as bar 1. Bar 4, same as bar 2, which is going to bring us into our first verse. Verse number 1 of 2 verses. Same idea as the hook. We got a call and response starting on your hi-hats, moving over to the ride. We just got a few little embellishments that Matt begins to add in this part. So we're going to start off with a basic groove with a crash cymbal. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. When we get to A, we're going to add 2 30-second notes at the end. 2 tasty little 30-second notes, may I add. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Brings us into our second bar, back into the groove. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Little variation on the end. So that was 4 E and a, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Crash again for the third bar, exactly the same as the first bar. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And then we're going to finish off the first part. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. In the same way we did the intro. So that played in its entirety, it's going to sound like this. A little bit quicker. Remember on that beat 4, shut that hi-hat up. We're going to have a nice little pause. Obviously if you're playing this with a closed hi-hat as per the record, no need to close it, it will just go and there's no noise to deal with. Okay, into the big riff. Second part of verse 1, we're going to get onto back crashing through the ride. Didn't mention this on the hook, but when you come into it, hit a crash cymbal as well. Make that first note massive. So we're going to go, this is exactly the same as the hook. Which is going to bring us into verse 2. So, same structure, but this time we've got a really cool fill in there. Sadly, when this was first requested, about 9 months ago, my turnover rate is normally a bit quicker than that. I couldn't work out this fill. I kind of knew roughly what it was, but due to a bit of the production value being ridiculous in the song, being able to distinguish which drums he's using between toms and kick drums became really difficult. Listening to it over and over and over again, couldn't quite work it out. Thankfully, Zildjian did a bit of a breakdown of it with a drum cam watching him live on stage. Thank you, Zildjian. And I could see what he was doing. He does something slightly different live, which we're not going to go over here, but it did reveal what he was doing around the toms and the kick. So, we got ourselves a verse 2 breakdown. It's going to start off completely different to the verse 1, really. We've still got the same kind of groove hinted at, but it's not quite the same. So it's going to sound like this. 1 E and a 2 E and. Exactly same as before. From beat 3, we've got 3 E and a 4 E and a. So a few little embellishments going on. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. It's going to be beat 1, bar 1, a little bit faster. Into bar 2, which is where we're going to get the beginning of this really cool fill. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. That'll be it slowly. Let's try it a little bit quicker. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. That wasn't even close. No crash. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, so that fill is going to start on the and of 2, and we're going to do 30-second notes. So it's going to be and 3. So we've got a set of 4 30-second notes looping over the beat. And 3 E and 3 E and so once you got onto this one, you've basically got from beat 3. 3 E and 3 E and 4 E and flam on the snare on beat 4, kick drum on the E, and so the whole of bar 2, a little bit quicker. This fill now continues into bar 3 of the of verse 2, and bar 3 on its own is going to sound like this. So that's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Now obviously that beginning part is going to come out of the previous fill. So if I start the, in fact let's do from bar 2. So we're going to go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So yeah, that's the whole fill. So we've got really cool fill, really good idea going over the bar line. Like it a lot. So where were we? End of bar 3. One more time in bar 2, bar 3, then we'll kick into bar 4. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Into bar 4, lots of 16th notes on the kick drum. We've got a set of 5 to contend with, so make sure your feet can catch up. Keep up rather, that makes sense. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. That's going to be bar 4. So broken down, we've got 4 16th notes to begin with. 1 E and a 2, 1 E and a 2 E and. On the and of 2, we're going to start 30-second single stroke roll on our snare. And 3 E and a 4 with kick drums under all the 8th notes. So the kick drum is playing on and 3 and 4, and we're filling in with 30-second notes in between. So you're getting 4 single strokes to every kick drum. Okay. So the beginning of bar 4. So that whole verse 2 in its entirety. No it's not. That whole verse goes like this. Which brings us into the second part of this verse, which is going on to the crash on the ride. Crashing through the ride. That's the first 3 bars, exactly same as the previous hook, so if you need that broken down, go back to that part. The 4th bar, slight variation to bring us back into the, into our first chorus. So the 4th bar is going to go 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and So 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 3 E and 4 E and brings us into our first chorus. Chorus number 1. Okay, so we're going to have lots of crashes through the ride cymbal. We're going to change these to eighth notes now. Rather than the quarter notes that we were using every second part of the verse, we're going to be going... Now, when I've seen Matt Nichols do this live, the first chorus he just has quarter notes and he's adding a whole bunch of extra crashes. I can't hear these on the track, so I'm not going to be going through all of that. For this, I feel that he's kind of got an eighth note feel in the choruses and the hooks go back to the quarter note feel. So this is what we're going to be doing for it. So for chorus number 1, a lot more simplified than the verses, to be fair. We've just got eighth notes to deal with, and it's going to go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 Right, so 2-bar phrase. It begins with a kick drum. However, when this phrase is repeated, that first kick is omitted, so we're actually starting the kick drums on the end of one. So the first bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Plenty of offbeats on the kick. We're going to continue those offbeats, but as we get to and 3 and, we're going to add that kick back in on 3. So the second bar is and 1 and 2. Sorry, the second bar is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that phrase, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're then going to loop that, like I said, omitting beat 1 of each repeat. So when it comes out of bar 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Coming into bar 5 on the second line, we're going to put that kick back in. 1 and 2. Optional crash cymbal, kind of marks a new phrase, why not? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Third bar, same as before. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Which comes into the final bar of the chorus where we've got a single stroke roll at the end. 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a. Eighth notes on the kick drum underneath that, so we're going to have 2 16ths to every eighth note. So that's 2 16th notes on the snare drum to every eighth note on the kick drum. 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a. So that's going to take us straight into hook 2, which is a much shorter version. We're just playing like section B out of the 2 sections. So no call, just the response. We're going to be on the ride cymbal, we're going to be playing quarter notes, and it's going to be exactly the same as the previous ones doing this, apart from the 4th bar where we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and a. So that's and a 4 E and, which brings us on to verse 3. Okay, verse 3. It's exactly the same as verse 1. So go check verse 4 in the description if you want verse 3. Which moves us on to chorus 2. We're going to have an extended chorus on this one. All the same ideas as chorus number 1, same kind of groove, but we got a few extra fills coming at the end of the bars. So first 4 bars exactly the same, next 3 bars exactly the same, but the end of the first time round of this chorus is we got fill going into the repeat. So we're going to go from that last bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and up, which is going to take us into a repeat of this chorus. Same groove again, but when we get to the 4th bar of the repeat, we got some 32nd note fills around the kit. So that'll be 3 E and 4 E and the whole bar. Now I can hear a kick drum under, obviously on beat 3, but I can also hear it on the and as well. 3 E and I can't hear it around the toms. Doesn't mean it's not there. I think he does it there live, but I cannot hear it on the track, so I haven't put it in. 1 and 2 and 3 E. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4. I'm having a nightmare counting this. There was a load of outtakes just now, which you'll never see, but I don't know why I can't count this bit. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and boom! Got it! Right, so 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and that will do, we'll use that one. Right, that's going to bring us into our final line of chorus 2. More of the same for the groove. Final bar, 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and my counting is way off today, this is terrible. Anyway, no 30-second notes can tell me just 16th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and kick drum under the 8th note, so we got 2 16ths to every kick. And that concludes the that concludes chorus 2. I'll start the middle 8 off here because it's just one thing. We've got floor tom and a kick underneath it. So coming out of that fill from chorus 2, 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and which gives us 8 bars of rest. There's a load of electronics going on at this point, and we get to chill. Right, middle 8. I feel like I'm going to have to go quite quickly through this because I've got 1 cell of battery left, so I'm kind of fighting against the clock now. So let's do it. Right, middle 8, we've got those 8 bars of rest, and then we're going to come in with these stabs on the 1 and the and of 2. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Flam on the 4. I always tend to play my flams with a quiet note at the beginning. I see a lot of people do this. What I like about flams is that you have a grace note, and the point of a grace note is that it's supposed to be graceful. So I tend to do this. The volume comes from the accent note. Enough about flams. And now we're going to go into the big halftime breakdown. This bit's cool. So we're going to go back onto our ride cymbal, crashing through. So bar 1 is going to go like this. 1, 2, 3. Quarter notes. Snare drums now move to beat 3 rather than beats 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a. Going to bring the right hand back to the snare for those 16ths. 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a. Bar 2. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a little bit faster. So those 2 bars in their entirety. We're going to go back to bar 1 for bar 3. Followed by the 4th bar, which will be 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, which is going to bring us into our relative double time phrase. It's not really double time, it's back to full time of the song. So that whole breakdown. End of that. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Bar 4 is exactly the same as bar 2, we just got 4 E and a on the end, okay? That's going to go, like I said before, into our full time part, or double time. The double time played as a whole is going to sound like this. Let's break that down. So, first 4 bars, we've got this. Let's go from the first bar. So the first bar is going to be 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. Second bar, quite similar. A couple of extra notes in there. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. Third bar is going to be exactly the same as the first bar. The fourth bar I put in 4/4 on the PDF. It's followed by a bar 3/4. You could also count it as 7/4. You could also make a whole bunch of variations if you're good at maths. But I see this as a bar 4 and a bar 3. So bar 4 is going to go 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, which brings us into the last bar 3, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a. So the fourth bar, a little bit quicker, is going to sound like this. There's no need to change cymbals. If you've just got one, use one cymbal. Hell, if you've only got a right cymbal, crash through that a couple of times. And that's going to bring us into the final part of the song. And not a moment too soon, because my battery light is now flashing red. So, hook 3, the final part of the song. We're going to go back to the intro, and we're going to go 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E. Exactly the same as the intro, but with a snare. Beat 4 right at the end. Right, that brings us to the end of the song. Thank you very much, Adam, once again for requesting this. It was a fantastic tune and a great experience working it all out. Not going to say too much at the end of this because I've got to go because that battery is nearly dead. So cool. Thanks for watching. Again, dukegrooves.com for the PDF. Comments and questions, drop them down below. I'll be happy to answer anything I can. Yeah, cool. Until next time. See you later.